So I guess I didn't have enough Autococker projects to finish. So we picked up another one, and I'm not totally sure what I want to do with this. So this is one of the reproduction carnivore bodies. One of the 2025 runs, even though I bought it in 2026. I don't know where the numbering came from, but this is an official War Games reproduction. And it came with a certificate of authenticity, which is pretty cool, and it's got my name on it, which I also thought was pretty cool. I got the Dale body, apparently. Number 3, do it for Dale. Yeah, that is a brand new raw carnivore body. The aluminum is a little bit, I guess because it's an extrusion, it's a little more coarse or a little rougher than I thought, but it's manageable. I got it drilled for a detent. I sort of have regrets about that. I almost wish I didn't, but I did anyway. Not drilled for eyes, obviously, because I'm not a savage. That even though this body was made for it, it really does ruin how clean these look. And like, you take one like this that is no longer an E-blade, and that is just unfortunate to look at, right? So at least has the detent hole. I run small enough barrels. I always ran like a 767 or 766. No, Jesus Christ. 676 barrel sizer on my Black Magic, and that always seemed to prevent rollouts. I almost feel like I wouldn't have needed the detent in that case, but yeah, so we have that. Obviously, matching slide frame. These are all engraved with the serial number of the marker, which is really cool, and the model. So pretty cool. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this yet, and that's kind of the purpose of the video. We got the 11/16 valve chamber. Don't know if this is going to get used or not. It might not. Thought about putting a Lazarus valve in this too. Don't really know yet. I don't even know if I need this. I don't know if I can do a Lazarus valve with this chamber, if that makes sense. So I'll have to do some research on that because this is unfamiliar to me, I guess is the short version of what I'm trying to say here. Let's unpack the rest of this. And obviously, we got the back block as well because you have to have the Carney back block and the VASA front block. Banjo bolt, it looks like. Let's go ahead and open that up. All right, yeah. We have the Carnivore VASA. So this one, obviously, the front block and the ASA are one piece as opposed to this one where the front block is there and then the VASA would go there. I guess technically that means I could mini this thing, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So that's what we've got going on there. And it came with, bolts and some other little things, the trigger shoe, set screws, stuff like that. I think that's all the real goodies. What's in here? Oh, feed neck. So yeah, a much more modern, low-profile feed neck. So really, I think this was very, very, very expensive. For what it is, I think it was pretty expensive, but at the same time, to pick up a carnivore now is extremely expensive. So I don't really think this is the worst thing in the world. Like, I definitely could have done worse. That being said, I don't know what we're going to do with it, right? Obviously, I have one mid-block mech. I have a mid-block electro. I have a pump, full body. This will stay full body, obviously, but it can't be converted to an E-blade. Like, I will not do that. I'm not drilling the body. Even though with the more modern feed neck, like the lower profile feed neck, it makes more sense for it to be an electro. I'm just not going to do it. Can't do it. They were offering these drilled for eyes, but to me that just didn't make sense because that's what like the original carnivore was. This could at least be something different. But it's a blank canvas. Like literally completely blank canvas. So I can get whatever bits and pieces I want. So in a way, to me it makes sense that I get the best stuff I can find. So Lazarus valve, presumably. I'm not sure what other hammer and spring combo. I've got to find... I always liked the die slider frames. I might see if I can get some die slider frame parts that'll work in this frame. I didn't really think about that when I bought it with the frame. if I have to use war game stuff, then so be it. But I feel like that won't work as well. But yeah, then, obviously it's uncolored. I don't think I want to Cerakote another one, even though this one would be really cool to Cerakote. Like you could do the fins and this milling one color and then do the rest of the body another color. That would be really cool. What I'm kind of thinking, and I think would look really cool, is if I'm able to polish this and then do Cerakote clear over it, which is made for polished aluminum. It's made to try to bite into the little bit of surface there without taking away the finish. If I can ceramic polish this whole thing specifically, I think that's the move. Ceramic polished and then black accents, clear coat it. It will look amazing. And better than any silver anodizing. And we'll even keep the machine marks, I think, which will make it kind of cool because it's going to look like a polished billet piece of aluminum, as opposed to an extrusion that's been cut. So I think that would be really cool. And obviously everything would then match, right? There's no discolorations, there's no anything. It's all going to look more or less the same. The feed neck might be the only thing that I would do black. And like the trigger shoe and like little stuff like that would stay black. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you all think. What parts should we get? What color should we do it? Should we polish it? What should we do? Because I have no plans for this. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And hopefully these will all be finished soon.